Hi everybody, here is part two of my hearing aid transfer trade-in experience, and I'm sorry that that first video was kind of rushed and choppy. I kind of put off making the first video and then had to rush through it, but at least you got an idea of what my hearing aids looked like before. I got them, I believe, 6 years ago. Really, like, I can hear perfectly fine in this ear. I know at work when I'm picking up the phone and somebody else has used it before me, I have to dial down the volume down to basically zero because my hearing is so good in this ear. So I can really adapt. A lot of people don't know that I have a hearing loss issue. The only time it's an issue is if someone comes up to me to this side and is talking to me or sitting here and I don't hear them. And so then I look like I'm ignoring them, or I just look kind of like I don't know, spacing off or something like that. Um, so, I mean, it's okay, but I always feel like I have to turn and like keep looking. I do a lot of lip reading too, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. So there's a little bit of stress with that, like making sure I'm getting the whole, conversation and everything. Um, People that I surround myself with have been really supportive, and they let me, choose what side to sit on, and they'll move for me if I feel more comfortable. I like to be on the right side of things. So my fiance now is like, it's weird if he's on my right side. He was always on my left side, so I've kind of ruined him for that. But um, he's very good, and a lot of my friends are very good about repeating themselves. One thing with my hearing loss is sometimes it takes me a little longer to grasp what is being said, or I'll hear the wrong thing. And I think part of that is just not hearing it. My brain kind of scrambles to make up the difference for that. A lot of people are really good about repeating things, repeating punchlines of jokes, which I know kind of defeats the purpose, but sometimes I miss out on those. I really haven't experienced any negativity in the last few years in the adult world. More in high school when people didn't understand my hearing disability. I would have people like coming up to me and yelling in this ear. It's like, it's deaf, like I can still hear you though, like I can still hear the vibrations in my ear and it hurts. People would come up and whisper in this ear thinking it was funny, or I would ask for someone to repeat themselves and they just wouldn't do it. So that was really frustrating earlier on. I'm not really finding that in the corporate world. So yeah, it's just a way to make it a little easier for me to interact, especially now that I'm doing more with my small businesses. I'm doing a lot more one-on-one situations and small group situations where I don't have as much control over my environments. And every time I get new hearing aids, the technology has gotten better, so that's very encouraging. The first time I tried them was in 4th grade, and I absolutely hated it. It was a great thing to try, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to try it, but it was just a very simple amplification system, but it just made everything so loud. And I remember, and this is where I get my weirdness about food noises, I think, because I just remember being in the lunchroom in 4th grade and just hearing everybody eat, and it was so gross. So that wasn't a great experience. The second time was about 6 years ago, and it was good. I would say one of the issues that the tubes would sit like right on the corners of my ears, and that would really hurt, especially after a full day of wearing them. And also, like, if I would hold up a phone, the tube would push into my ear and push on my eardrum. So it wasn't great for phone use, and I don't know, I just ended up not really wearing them all that often at work because that hurt, and there wasn't really a way to accommodate that. So these new ones I'll show you, and that so far that seems better. Trying to think of any other cons with those. Mainly it was the size. People would notice them, which I don't have a problem with. I would just tell them they were wireless headphones, and some people believe me. Here are the new ones, and they are much tinier than what I had before. So super small. And this is ocean blue. I like to say it's TARDIS blue. I don't really need a whole lot with it. I just need the transfer. So when we go in next, I go in next week just to make sure everything is working well, and I might have him see if he can install a mute button because I'm noticing that when I'm on the phone at work and then hearing all that extra outside noise, that's a little bit distracting. So it'd be nice to have something. Here's like a button on there, if you can see that darker piece. So I think I would be able to just hit that, change it to mute, and that way I wouldn't have to take them in and out. I'm not sure if this device is compatible, but there are also new devices that are Bluetooth compatible, and you can hook them up directly to your iPhone and get transmission directly into your hearing aids. You can also do that with TVs, and even mute outside noise. So like if your dishwasher is going and you're wanting to watch something, then you can plug right in. So the technology is getting a lot better. It's just a matter of what I need for me. Mine is CROS, and I don't have that acronym handy. I'll put it down below. So basically what it does is it just takes sound from this side and transfer it over to this side. This is my hearing aid for my left ear, and it's actually, this is something different from the last pair. The last pair had, I'll show you the other one. Okay, so this one is for my deaf ear, my right ear, and it has this tube. You can see that. And so on my other set, the actual speaker side, the speaker was in this part and then traveled down the tube into my ear. So this doesn't emit any noise, it's just to hold it into my ear. No. Here, I'll show you. There's the battery too. Battery, it's tiny. Okay, so that just holds it in place. The difference is instead of the speaker and then the tube running in, running down the tube into the ear, this is a built-in speaker. So I feel like a CIA agent or something, but that is a wire instead, and then the speaker is actually down in this part here. So it's a little bit crisper of a sound so far that I've noticed. It's helped me with hearing like enunciation too. I'm already like I can, because I like to look at people, I feel more comfortable reading lips while I talk to someone. And I'm finding when someone's over here, I can look away at someone else and hear what's going on. So that's been really nice so far. So put that in. The wire side, it's a little bit smaller than the other side. And yeah, these are so much smaller. So it basically went from the size of my thumb to the size of my thumbprint. So really, you know, they don't really show up at all. A lot of people didn't notice when I had my earlier set, and I don't think a lot of people will really notice this. And it's not really a big deal. I'm used to people looking at my hair and my glasses and, yeah, asking questions about tattoos, and so I don't really care if people notice, but I know that's some people do. You can get them in colors that are like more to your hair color. But yeah, so far so good, other than I'd like that mute feature, which I hope we can do, and be able to toggle back and forth when I need that, when it's a little bit too loud. Sometimes I prefer having the deafness on that side. There are some pros to that, like I can roll over on that side, on my hearing side, when I'm sleeping and not hear anything, you know, things like that. I can go to a concert and plug this ear and rock out with this hand. So, yeah, I mean, it's what it is. So I hope that helps with people that are looking at getting hearing aids. This part of the video is getting a little bit long. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, leave me a message down below, comment, subscribe. Send me a message personally if you want. I would love to know if any of you have hearing aids or any other disability that you use something for. I love hearing about that. I wanted to do this video just because not anyone really my age Range has made a video on it. Hopefully this will help anyone that is dealing with this, and I will update as I get used to these, and we will go from there. So I'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Bye.